In 2025, the Formula One world is witnessing a turbulent start to the season, and it's all tied to Red Bull Racing's struggles with their RB21 car. After a string of strong performances in 2022 and 2023, Max Verstappen was a clear standout for Red Bull, clinching his fourth world title despite the team's car not being at the level of McLaren. Red Bull had relied heavily on Verstappen's talent, and he delivered, as always. But this year, things are different. The Austrian team is now facing a situation where their most precious asset, Max Verstappen, could be on his way out. Red Bull's issues aren't solely with the car. There's also the matter of driver changes and the challenges faced by their second-team driver, Liam Lawson. These factors are exposing Red Bull's over-reliance on Verstappen, and the pressure is mounting on the team to fix their car's weaknesses before they risk losing Verstappen to a rival team. Reports have already surfaced suggesting that Verstappen may be looking at options beyond Red Bull, with McLaren showing promising signs of developing a potentially dominant MCL39. This means teams will soon have to make a critical decision: focus on the 2026 regulations or push for the 2025 title. For many teams in the midfield, the decision to focus on 2026 would be simple. After all, the upcoming regulations are significant, and the resources required to develop a competitive car for 2025 might be better invested in the long-term future. But for Red Bull, the situation is far more complex. The team, which had a slow start to development in 2024, cannot afford to abandon their current car, the RB21. A poor performance this season could be disastrous for Red Bull's future, especially with Verstappen's exit clause. If they can't provide a competitive car, Verstappen will likely explore other options. Max Verstappen has voiced his frustration with the team's performance this season. Red Bull's car, the RB21, has shown signs of lacking the speed and reliability that helped Verstappen win his fourth title. In fact, Verstappen's complaints from the previous year have not been addressed, which has only fueled concerns about the team's direction. If Red Bull continues to underperform, there is a real risk that Verstappen will be tempted to look elsewhere. The team's driver changes have only added to the tension within Red Bull. The decision to replace Liam Lawson with Yuki Tsunoda raised some eyebrows, particularly since it seemed like a short-term fix rather than a long-term solution. This move has put even more pressure on Tsunoda, as his performance in the RB21 could determine not only the team's title hopes, but also their ability to retain Verstappen. If Tsunoda struggles, as Lawson did, Red Bull's overdependence on Verstappen will be glaringly obvious, and that's a situation they can't afford. At this point, Red Bull is already behind McLaren in the standings, and they can't afford to lose any more ground. They need their second driver to perform, and quickly. If Tsunoda fails to adapt to the RB21, Red Bull could face a crisis. This would only increase the pressure on Verstappen to deliver, but it would also bring his future with the team into question. Red Bull's performance has become a focal point, and any further setbacks could make Verstappen's departure from the team a certainty. The Austrian team is facing a significant dilemma. They need to improve the RB21 to stay competitive, but they also have to consider the long-term impact of their decisions. A lot of their strategy hinges on the upcoming 2026 regulations, which will introduce a new era in Formula One. However, Red Bull can't afford to put all their eggs in the 2026 basket just yet. They need to secure a strong result in 2025, or they risk losing Verstappen to a competitor. Verstappen's exit clause is a key point of concern for Red Bull. The Dutch driver has made it clear that he wants a car capable of winning races, and if the RB21 can't provide that, Red Bull will struggle to keep him. In recent weeks, Christian Horner and others in the team have acknowledged the importance of keeping Verstappen happy, not only for his talent, but for his leadership and influence within the team. If Red Bull fails to deliver a competitive car, Verstappen may choose to leave, and it's not just the car that could drive Verstappen away. Recent changes within the team, including the appointment of Tsunoda, have left Verstappen feeling uncertain. The decision to replace Lawson with Tsunoda, while understandable, doesn't provide the stability that Red Bull needs. If Tsunoda struggles in the RB21, Red Bull's already precarious situation could worsen. This brings us to the question of whether Verstappen will stay at Red Bull or move elsewhere. If he does leave, there are two main teams that could be contenders for his services: Mercedes and Aston Martin. Both teams have shown interest in Verstappen in the past, and with the upcoming regulations, both teams are aiming to be competitive. Mercedes, with their track record of success in F1, would be a natural choice for Verstappen. Aston Martin, on the other hand, is a team on the rise, and with their recent improvements, they could present an attractive option for the Dutchman. But what would Verstappen's departure mean for Red Bull? Losing Verstappen would be a huge blow to the team, Not only would they lose one of the best drivers in the world, but they would also lose the star power that Verstappen brings to the team. Red Bull's ability to attract sponsors and maintain its status as a top-tier team would be severely impacted. In fact, it could be a long time before Red Bull fully recovers from such a loss. With all these challenges in mind, Red Bull has to act fast. The team can't afford to waste any more time in 2025, and they need to start making the right decisions now. Their driver lineup must be stable, and they need a car that can compete at the front of the grid. If Red Bull is serious about keeping Verstappen and winning in 2025, they need to resolve their car issues and ensure that their driver lineup is strong. The upcoming Japanese Grand Prix presents a pivotal moment for Red Bull. It is a track that suits Verstappen's driving style, and the team will be hoping that they can extract more performance from the RB21. Verstappen has already expressed cautious optimism, but he knows that the car needs significant improvements to be competitive. This race will provide crucial data for the team, and they will need to use it wisely if they hope to make progress. Red Bull's performance in Japan will be a key indicator of whether they can challenge McLaren and Mercedes in the remaining races of the season. If the team can find some improvements, it could give them the boost they need to stay competitive. But if the issues with the RB21 persist, Red Bull may face a long and difficult season ahead, with Verstappen's future at the team in doubt. As the season unfolds, all eyes will be on Red Bull to see how they handle the pressure. They can't afford to let their struggles define them. If they want to keep Verstappen and remain at the front of the grid, they need to act quickly and decisively. This could be a make-or-break year for the team, and how they navigate these challenges will determine their future in Formula One. So what does the future hold for Red Bull and Max Verstappen? Will they be able to turn things around and secure another championship in 2025? Or will Verstappen's departure become a reality? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain. The 2025 F1 season is shaping up to be a defining moment for Red Bull Racing. The team's ability to adapt, develop their car, and keep their star driver happy will be the key to their success. With McLaren and Mercedes looming as serious threats, Red Bull can't afford to slip up. The pressure is on, and the team's response will determine whether they remain at the top of Formula One or fall behind. As we head into the Japanese Grand Prix and beyond, the battle for the 2025 title is heating up. Red Bull must find a way to stay competitive, and Verstappen must decide if he believes the team can provide him with the winning car he craves. It's a high-stakes season, and every race will be crucial in determining the outcome of this dramatic story. Stay tuned as the season continues to unfold, and we'll be here to bring you all the latest updates. Let us know your thoughts on the season so far and what you think Red Bull should do to secure a strong future with Verstappen. Don't forget to leave your predictions for the Japanese GP in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you.